What's up, everybody, and thank you tuning in. Thank you for tuning in to the second episode of The Jump. I am Tony Ramsey, bringing you the latest news from the greatest sport, the greatest league on earth, the NBA. Without any further delay, we'll go ahead and jump into it. First thing we want to talk about is one of the games from Tuesday night where the Houston Rockets got mollywomped by the New Orleans Pelicans. Anthony Davis had his way with them. He had 32 points, 16 rebounds, I believe. And also something that wasn't expected was Nikola Mirotic went off for 30 of his own. And something that you could probably see coming with the Rockets giving up two of their greatest defensive players last year, losing to Ariza and also getting rid of Richard Mbamute. But the Pelicans are on a whole other level here. They are on a mission. I think they're going to be a lot better than people realize. If you do remember, they went, I believe, 20-8 down the stretch without DeMarcus Cousins. So losing him wasn't that big of a loss. And they added Julius Randle, who can rebound and push the ball up the floor like no other. So they should be in pretty good shape going forward. But this is going to put everybody on notice that the Houston Rockets can be scored on this year. You're not going to be able to outscore everybody, especially when you're giving up 131 points to the Pelicans. They're going to have a tough time staying within those top three seats in the West this year, in my opinion. Something else that happened last night, or something else happened today, actually, that I want to touch on. The NBA announcing that the G League is offering one-and-done candidates an option to play there for $125K. This is for select players that would, in other ways, be considered a one-and-done player. This now gives them the option to either go to college for a year, take money under the table, or go to the G League, work out with pro trainers while getting paid for it. In my opinion, that would be a much better option for a young prospect because you are working out with pro trainers. You're playing against professional players that are trying to make the league themselves. So the competition is going to be better. You're going to make yourself better while also getting paid for it legally. This will also teach these young players how to manage their money better. Whereas in college, someone's giving you a bag of cash with no taxes attached to it, trying to hide it, and you're not really learning much about the financial world when your money's being hidden somewhere else. So I think this is a good thing. It probably wouldn't happen, I believe, until 2022 is what's being reported. But even so, this is a step in the right direction. It isn't the answer. The answer would be for the NCAA to go ahead and pay these players. Then we wouldn't have this issue in the first place. Also, if the NBA would go ahead and get rid of that rule, you have to be either a year out of high school or 19 years old to be able to join the league. That's a pretty dumb rule in my opinion. But it is what it is. We are heading for change, and any step is a step in the right direction in my opinion. Something else we want to talk about here is some of these top performances from last night's deal of games. Kemba Walker put up 41 points, albeit in a losing effort there. As I mentioned already, Anthony Davis and Nikola Mirotic combined for 62 points, 26 rebounds on 24-41 shooting against the Rockets. That is either shooting the lights out or no defense. I'm thinking a little bit more of the latter than the former. And Aaron Gordon coming up with 24 and 16. Also, Andre Drummond putting up a 20-20 game first night of the season. Blake Griffin also had 26 points in that game. And we'll look at some of the scores from last night as well. You had the Pacers over the Grizzlies, which no one's surprised by. The Grizzlies are going to stink this year. Then we also had Denver beating the Clippers 107-98. The Clippers are going to be a competitive team, but they're not going to be in the playoffs, whereas Denver's going to be in that running for either top 4 or 5 seats in the West this year. Milwaukee squeaking by Charlotte, as I already mentioned. Kemba Walker dropped 41. Giannis had a pretty good game, but he also had 8 turnovers, which might be a little bit concerning. Could be doing too much early in the season, but he's on that MVP run, just like Anthony Davis is as well. So it comes to be expected. And you do have Miami losing to the Magic 104-101. Not too surprised by that, especially when you let Aaron Gordon go for 24 and 16. And you do have the Nets falling to the Pistons. Something to watch there is Blake Griffin is going to be a dark horse MVP candidate this year. Toronto over Cleveland. A little bit easier to beat Cleveland when there's no LeBron James. So we know how that's going to go this season. Atlanta getting whooped on by the Knicks. Atlanta's going to be terrible this year. I think this is actually going to be a bad year for Trae Young. He has no one to really teach him the ropes, so he's going to be able to do whatever he wants. He's going to have some huge games, but he's also going to struggle a lot. Then you do have the Spurs over Minnesota, where Karl Anthony Towns fouled out while only going 2 of 6 from the floor and scoring 8 points. Now, Jimmy Butler said he's soft. Cat isn't really doing anything to prove him wrong at this point. And you do have Utah over the Sacramento Kings, 123-117. Something to watch out for Utah, Joe Ingles. Joe Ingles can play. He looks like he's straight out of a rec league, but he'll go out there and drop 20 on you on any night while shooting the ball lights out. And in the nightcap, we did have Dallas losing to the Phoenix Suns, battle of two of the top rookies. DeAndre Ayton looks like he's a natural out there, and Luka Doncic was struggling a little bit with his shot. I think he took 16 shots and only made a handful of them. But one thing to look out there, he is a pretty good playmaker. I think he will get better as the season goes along, but he will struggle early on to adjust to the speed of the NBA. As promised, also in our first edition, we brought you the Eastern Conference predictions. I'll go ahead and link that down below. I might even put a link here at the top of the video here in a sec. But look at our West. We'll go pretty quickly through these. For my number one predicted seed will be the Warriors without any surprises there. Once DeMarcus Cousins gets healthy, they're going to be unstoppable. They might make a run of 70 wins again unless they start to coast in the middle of the season, which I think they will, but it won't really hurt their chances. They'll probably sweep through the playoffs till they get to the Eastern Conference, until they get to the finals and face either the Celtics or the Raptors or the Sixers. Houston's going to be in that running for number 2 spot. I think by default, they're going to win still 50 to 55 games because they do have a ton of talent. They do still have James Harden and Chris Paul who are going to be able to score a lot of points. Now, if they can get their defense together, they can push that towards the 55 to 60 win range. I'm not sure that's going to happen, but they do have a chance of pulling that off. Number 3 seed, I have the Utah Jazz. Donovan Mitchell is a bona fide star. He's what you need in today's NBA. You need a go-to player that can create their own shot while also getting other people involved, and he does that with ease on a nightly basis. He put up 24 last night and didn't even play well in the first half. Then you also have my number 4 seed, I think, will be the Oklahoma City Thunder because they still do have Westbrook. Paul George is going to be more comfortable playing there now without Carmelo demanding shots on the wing. So those two running the show. You have Steven Adams up front. Once they get their defense back with Anthony Robertson, I think they'll be a formidable team down the stretch. Number 5 seed, I have it as the Denver Nuggets, mainly because Nikola Jokic he's a very underrated player, even though he gets a ton of credit and has a max contract. His playmaking ability from the 5 spot is insane. They added Isaiah Thomas. They also got rid of Wilson Chandler, who I think wasn't really a fit for where they want to go long term. And they have some pretty good young guards in Jamal Murray and the other kid, Gary Harris. Number 6, I have the Lakers. People are not going to agree with this because of the LeBron factor. I think it's more has to do with the supporting cast that they brought in. They don't have a lot of shooting. Now, they can run all day long, but they have the same issue that Houston has, is they don't play a lot of defense. LeBron doesn't play defense until late in the season. They do have some really good young talent that I hope doesn't get stifled by LeBron's presence. Hopefully, they can still keep everything together and win and push for one of those top 4 seeds. But right now, I have them slated at number 6. Number 7 seed, I have the Pelicans for 2 words. Anthony Davis. He won't let them not make the playoffs this year. I think this is the year that he makes that leap to being a bona fide MVP. And number 8, I have it as a race between the Blazers, the Timberwolves, and the Mavs. I might drop the Timberwolves out of that running simply because they look like they are a mess right now. Jimmy Butler still playing hard and everyone else still not giving them enough. I think that their competitive nature, or Jimmy Butler's competitive nature, will propel them to still win more games than they lose while he's there. But if they trade him, they're going to fall, of course, out of this running for number 8. The Mavericks, I like what they have. Once they get Dirk's leadership back on the court, I think they'll be a lot better. I do like Dennis Smith a lot there. Him and Doncic running the pick and roll with DeAndre Jordan is going to be something really dangerous to watch out for as the season progresses. And the Blazers, I have them there because they're one of those teams that you really don't know if they're going to be as good as they were last year. They did win 49 games last year. They still do have Dame. They have CJ McCollum, one of the most underrated scorers in the NBA. But I don't know if they have enough to contend with the much improved players in the West. Some other team that might be in there too might be the Spurs if they can get healthy and they can get some good point guard play from Derek White when he comes back, and if Lonnie Walker can contribute. DeMar DeRozan is going to do his thing. He might average 25 to 30 points. Aldridge still going to put up 20 to 25 points, but I don't think that's going to be enough for them to have without great guard play that they've been used to having over the years, especially in that Popovich system that's so dependent on ball movement and point guards creating for other people off the dribble. So that is my show for today. Wrapped it up pretty quickly here. Don't want to take up too much of your time before these late games this Thursday afternoon. So again, to recap, I have in the West the Warriors, the Rockets, followed by the Jazz, the Thunder, the Nuggets, Lakers at 6, Pelicans at 7, Blazers, Timberwolves, and Mavs for that 8th spot. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe down below and hit the notification link so whenever I drop a new video, you can find out about it and be the first to be able to see my predictions. If you guys agree, disagree, either give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Again, this is our 2nd episode. We'll be bringing new episodes to you every Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays, time permitting. Hopefully try to get you guys a lot of content here going forward now that we have got this thing off and rolling. Again, my name is Tony Ramsey. This has been The Jump. I appreciate you guys watching. See you guys next time. Peace.